to the rebroadcast of Notoriously Opinionated. It's your man that goes by many names and monikers. I do plan on going over a few of them just because, some of y'all know them, some of y'all don't. Uh, it's a lot of y'all that know a lot of them. But man, I'm telling you, it's good to start Notoriously Opinionated uh, back up, man. Um, I I miss doing this just because I like talking and I like I like sharing my opinions with people. Like I got entirely too much in this region going on, you know, and I need to get it from here to there. And so what better way to do that than to do a podcast. You know what I mean? So I used to watch podcasts all the time of different people, and I was like, man, like I watch I watch Umar, even though, man, bro, he, I don't know, like I like Dr. Umar, but yeah, uh, talk too much about gooses. Anyway, um, this is Notoriously Opinionated, man, and on this channel, I cover the 9 areas of human activity. And why do I cover the 9 areas of human activity? Because of simply that. Because everything that happens in human life and human activity can be found in one of these 9 areas of human activity. Tonight, though, let me give you a brief overview of what the 9 areas are, how they can be applied in different areas, and but for real, I'm really kind of, this is like the recap. This is the catch up of the last episode of Notoriously Opinionated to now, right? Um, so, but first off, I had a brother that came in to the gig, and he said, "Man, why don't nobody ever say Happy Black History Month?" Right? Oh, he said that to the wrong cat. you can't you can't say that to me. You know what I'm saying? As Afrocentric as I am, you can't say nothing like, man, why we don't celebrate why we don't say Happy Black History Month like we say, Merry Christmas or Happy New Year or any of these other holidays. Why we don't do that for our own? Fantastic question. So, in light of that, happy Black History Month to everybody that's paying attention, everybody that's watching Notoriously Opinionated now, and everybody that's going to watch it later on. You might see the rebroadcast of it. You might see it because right now we streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and I want to say Twitch. You know, so we hitting it. You know, my goal. Oh yeah. So I'm also gonna tell you why I stopped doing the show the last time, and why I'm not gonna stop doing it this time. However, it wasn't until today. I swear to God, it wasn't until today that I remembered how much work goes into this shit. Like it's a lot of work that go into this, especially when you're not doing it full time. What's up, boy? Man, I just seen your I just hey, I just see your I just refollowed you, I think. So what's going up? Um but yeah, so it's like, man, we gotta do better. And I gotta let you know why I stopped doing it, why I'm not gonna stop this time, what my goal is, kind of what's been going on with me. Still got my business. I'm still videographer, photographer, cinematographer. I done went from, I think the last time I did my show, I was, I had kind of just started shooting videos. Shout out to my cousin Hero, man. I've been shooting my guys' videos for the last 3 or 4 years, and so he let me kind of learn how to shoot music videos on his time, and now I'm good. and now I'm real good, you know. So, you know, shout out to my guy, man. So yeah, I still do that. I'm still doing photography, you know. I'm a beast at both of them. Anything with a camera. If I can put my eye behind that camera, I shoot it, you know. So hit me up. Blue KC Videography, shameless plug. It's my show. It ain't shameless. I ain't got no shame for plugging my own shit. Anyway, um, there's a few documentaries that's gonna be coming out pretty soon. Shout out to my homeboy Real, man. My guy doing this thing up there in Wichita, man. Shout out to the homie Real, man. And you know, what's up, man? My guy Hero. I must have talked him up. So shout out to the homie Real, man. He doing some good things up there in Wichita with his music. Him and my guy KP, you know, my guy's son. And so we got a mini documentary going on about him and his journey. And for those of you that don't know, I'm shooting a documentary about Lansing Correctional Facility. So if you know, you know. On top of that, the question I've been getting the most over the last few, all right, let me quit faking. Over the last year or so, right? The thing I've been getting over the last year or so is, man, one, when are you gonna start Notoriously Opinionated back up? I've been procrastinating. I've been saying I was gonna do this for a minute and just didn't. But it's going, and I'm gonna keep it going. But why did I stop? Why did I stop? I stopped doing the show because for some reason I don't never get shit right the first time I do it. I don't know why, you know, but like it takes me to do something once. Like I'm full of bright ideas, you know, and a lot of times I'll just go, you know, I just go. And I'll have all these wide-eyed, bright-ass ideas, and I'll learn a lot. I had look, whenever I try something, whenever I do something, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't teach me nothing because I will learn it and go, you know. But I think I really got discouraged because I felt like no one really wanted to hear about serious topics. You know what I'm saying? Like we had fun on the show. It was things that we did on the show that was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? Guests I had, that was a lot of fun. But I just didn't think nobody wanted to hear about anything serious. Like if you're not talking about Krishan Rock, if you ain't talking about Blueface, if you ain't talking about something, you know, a lot of things that I deem ridiculous, you know, then people just don't want to listen to you. So I'm talking about 9 areas of human activity, and people don't realize just how widespread those 9 areas are. I mean, they cover every freaking thing. So I also didn't feel like people were taking my show seriously. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Tab, what's up, Lamo? I just didn't feel like people was taking my show seriously, you know. And if you know me, I can get a little headstrong, and if you don't take me seriously because I can't, you know, do certain things that I would do to get people to take me seriously, I can't do that. So, you know, I kind of just gotta revert back into myself, kind of figure this out some more, and you know, rebrand it. So this is what this is. This is the rebrand of Notoriously Opinionated, and I appreciate everybody that's hit me up since our last broadcast, and I appreciate everybody that's tapping in right now, man. Um, so moving on again. Happy Black History Month to everybody, man. Happy Black History Month. I don't know why we don't say that more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a few things I'm gonna hip you to. So that's one of the things I'm gonna talk about tonight. Is Black History Month. A lot of the misconceptions, a lot of the not a lot, a few of the misconceptions, and just a few of the bright times. I ain't about to be over here singing, lift every voice and sing, but you know, we're gonna tap into it. First off, the thing that I always want to keep bringing up when I'm talking about Black History Month is this. There's 29 days of Black History Month this year. That just makes me feel bad for everybody whose birthday is February 29th. Like, you only get a birthday every 4 years. Damn. But other than that, you know, Black History Month, people, I've been hearing black people say this since I was a kid. Man, they white man doing us wrong because he gave us the shortest month of the year. Number one, black people chose this. You know, a black man chose February as the month for Black History Month. Dr. Carter G. Woodson. And the G stand for going places. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're doing. We going places. Carter G. Woodson is the one that chose February for Black History Month, because it wasn't Black History Month at first. It was Black History Week. Black History Week was set on the week of Frederick Douglass's birthday and Abraham Lincoln. You know, I never did. That's something else I never did like about Black History Month. No, I'm sorry. About Black History Week was the fact that they keep celebrating, or they revolved it around Abraham Lincoln, like he gave a damn about black people. Like he gave a damn about the Africans that was enslaved. Like he gave a damn about, he knew that in order to win that war, he had to let my people go. That's why he let my people go. So we wouldn't fight for the South. And we would only fight for the South out of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, fighting for what we see. You know what I'm saying? Which is why there's so many boots out there. Which is why there was so many boots out there after slavery, because they was mimicking what they saw. It was like, man, wasn't it black people that owned slaves? Yeah, it was. A lot of black people don't want to admit that. But here's the thing. And if you know me, you know that I don't look at the what. I look at the why. Why did black people own slaves? Because that's what they saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were brainwashed into thinking that if I own the slave master owned me, he had wealth. You know, I was part of that wealth. And so in order to be considered wealthy, in order to be considered like I have something, I got to get a slave, you know? So that's what happened. So again, I'm going to keep saying it. Happy Black History Month. Because we have accomplished a lot since that time, you know, especially since, you know, it's been 400-500 years after slavery, Jim Crow and all that, and we just keep on excelling, you know. And so shout out to everybody, you know, all y'all that have been excelling. Okay. We'll go, I'm you know, every week I'm gonna say something about Black History Month in February, but I don't want to make that the whole show. But y'all see my red, black, and green flag in the back. Oh, y'all see that, Kansas City? Yep. Y'all see that too, right? You know what I mean? You did. This is like I know y'all thought that I went and got this. You know, I know y'all think I went and got this out of some hot tub time machine or out of the DeLorean or something. This ain't this year's shirt. Like, this ain't 2024. You dig? I don't. That's not this shirt. Even though I know y'all thought it was. Y'all thought I got that shirt, you know, from Patrick Mahomes in the future. This was last year's shirt, you know. But I think the new shirt's gonna look the exact same. You know what I mean? I'm liable to get a new shirt to say 2020, 2023. You know. And so yeah, I am gonna talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. What else did I say I was gonna talk about? Uh, let me go over the 9 areas of human activity because that is one of the staples of the show. And let me change this up a little bit. Oh, no, I ain't changing nothing. I'm gonna leave that just like it is. The 9 areas of human activity for those of y'all that don't know. And I'm gonna talk about, it is a topic other than the Chiefs I really want to talk about because man, I'm listening to this, and as I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, this brother tapping into all 9 areas. And it don't matter how the 9 areas are tapped into, it just matters that they're tapped into. It don't matter the degree, and because a lot of them don't mean they don't mean only what you think they mean, right? All right. So here's the 9 areas of human activity. You got economics, right? Economics is not just talking about money. You know what I'm saying? Economics can be talking about time. Economics can be talking about a lot of different things. Economics can be talking about scarcity. That's really what economics is talking about, is about scarcity, being economical with your time, being economical with your money, being economical with the things that are important to you. And I think that's why I started with time, because that is like the most important commodity on this planet. Like, I could lose all the money I got right now. I get that back, right? I can't go back to last week, unless I get that DeLorean or that hot tub time machine, So time is the most valuable commodity they got. That's why, listen, you can waste my money. I'm gonna be upset, but it's not go. You can waste different things in my life. Don't waste my time, Don't waste my time. You did. I will get seriously upset if you waste my time. So that's economy. That's economics. Education. Education is the next thing. Education is something that I plan on going in a future show. I'm gonna talk about the school to prison pipeline, because man, if you realized what they teaching these kids now, you can I don't care how old you are, you can go back to your school days and say to yourself, when in the absolute fuck am I ever gonna use this? Like, when? Like, to this day, I've never used trigonometry, and yet they wanted me to learn it as part of a curriculum, not even an elective. As part of the curriculum, I had to learn trigonometry. Why? I didn't plan on doing nothing to where I was gonna need trig. I didn't plan on going into a career that I would need calculus. Why did I need to learn that? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to learn. Percentages, some fractions, But past that, past percentages and fractions, like, why? All the rest of that should be electives. What they need to be teaching, if they're gonna teach about something having to do with numbers, teach finance. How about that? Board of education, start teaching finance. How about that? Instead of having a book talking about see Dick and Jane run, how about we see Dick and Jane balance a checkbook? How about that? I want to see some personal finance being taught in school. How about teaching what we all deal with on a daily basis? How about we start teaching the law? How about that? Unlocks everything. It unlocks everything. But what we need to unlock that we've been held back on is finance. Like, I heard this one brother talking, he was locked up. And he said, I don't necessarily know where he was locked up at, and I don't even remember his name, but I subscribed to his channel, and I dig 95% of his posts. But he was saying how, he was he was smart, but he was faking like being the dummy in school because he was, a half-ass tough guy, And he said that when he got to the penitentiary, he knew everybody there. And they was asking him, man, what took you so long? What? You know, so he was like, these are the same dudes that got kicked off the football team, got kicked off the basketball team, dropped out of school early, was the class clowns, didn't want to do what they were supposed to do, you know, and didn't have any, like the brother said, financial literacy. You know, we do not have financial literacy, which is why a lot of black people are so far behind in this country. So that was economics that bled into education. And the 9 areas of human activity tend to do that, you know. They tend to do that. All right, next. So we hit economics, we hit education, entertainment. Entertainment is next. So, and that's actually kind of what I want to talk about. Because if you think about it, talking about the Chiefs game, that's entertainment. Talking about Cat Williams. Who saw that Cat Williams shit? You know what I'm saying? Who saw, tap in the chats if you've seen the Cat Williams episode on Club Shay Shay, on Shannon Sharp show, right? Or if you saw any of the interviews that Shannon Sharp did with any of the cats that came before him or any of the cats that came after him. And tell me what you think about what Cat Williams said. But if you watch the whole 2+ hours of that Cat Williams interview, man, Cat hit everything that you could possibly hit in that interview. He talked about economics, because he was talking about the millions of dollars that Kevin Hart took to put on a dress and do some goofy roles. Then he talked about education. You know, I'll get into that later because I didn't necessarily plan on talking about that a whole lot tonight. But Cat hit on every single area of human activity. That's entertainment. The Chiefs game, that's entertainment also. But if you look at the Chiefs game, it hits on every area of human activity. It hits on economics because each and every one of these brothers got money. I don't care if you on the bench, you making more than you making 6 figures on the bench, on the practice squad. Look, my brother used to tell me about how much you make on the practice squad, and I was like, why was anybody complaining about being on the practice squad? Well, because you might be making, tens or hundreds of thousands, but you're looking at cats on that field making millions. You trying to get out there, So I feel that. It's education. Like everybody on that field, I don't know if you think they just athletes and they just out there just running around just lawless. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know that playbook. You have to be educated in that playbook. You have to be able to look at this defense. It's no different than playing Madden. Just okay. It's a whole lot different playing Madden, but you see my point. Like even as basic as playing Madden, you got to be able to look at the defense to see, oh shit, this run play ain't gonna work. They done stacked the line. Oh damn, they in dime defense. I can't run this pass. So that's education. Entertainment. I mean, that is what it is. That says what it is. It's entertaining to a lot of people. Which moves us to the next one. Now, real talk. I'm gonna touch on that here in a second. After entertainment, you got labor, right? So you got economics, education, entertainment, labor. Labor is going on within your body and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? All labor is work. And your body is working without your consent, right? Your body is constantly working. Your nervous system is working. Everything is working. Your internal intelligence is working without your consent, right? And so it's things in this universe that's constantly working. Gravity is always at work. That's labor, That's also the next area of human activity, But it also includes the labor that you go through to go to work, the labor that you go through to earn your check. And what is a check goes back to economics. goes right back to economics. All of the 9 areas of human activity can tie into each other at any given point in time, right? So that's labor. The next one is law. Come on now. How deep is the law? And when a lot of you hear law, first thing you think of court. First thing you think of is a judge. First thing you think of is a lawyer. First thing you think of is crime. No. That is a law, but that's man-made law. You know, that's some laws that some people thought of and thought that we needed to abide by and think that you're going to, that's not the real law to me. A real law to me is a law that I can't go against. That's a real law. Just because you tell me that I shouldn't shoot somebody doesn't mean that I can't. Because yes, I can. If I choose to, you know, if I choose to break one of the man-made laws, if I choose to break one of the laws that you will find in, you know, in Black's legal dictionary, if I choose to break one of those laws, I can absolutely do that. I am not Bugs Bunny. I'm not a cartoon character. I am not the cartoon version of Scrappy Doo. So if I go in the air, I can't just stay there. I'm not just going to pause. I can't just jump in the air and be like, no, because that goes against the law of gravity. That goes against the law of gravity. You know what I'm saying? There's universal laws that you can't break. You can't break the law of attraction. You can't break the law of gravity. You know, there are just laws that can't be broken. Those are the laws that I respect. Moving on. So we covered economics. We covered education. We covered entertainment. We covered labor. We covered law. The next one is politics. Politics. So if you know, you know, in regards to me, like there was a lot of times in my life that I had to be political, you know, a lot of times that a lot of the cats in this chat had to be political, right? Nah, real talk, like hold your breath. Yeah, that's a law, you know. And there's a lot of times that I had to be you know, philosophical in my politics, you know, because I'm not just speaking for me, I'm speaking for hundreds of cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for hundreds of cats. And I'm speaking to other cats that's speaking for hundreds of cats. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there was always politics going on, and now we dealing with the politics in Washington, DC. And I say this all the time, like I'm not a fan of American Idol, the presidential edition. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a popularity contest because like if they don't want to, if certain powers that be say that, you know what, I don't think I want this dude to get all these votes from Missouri, I'm gonna vote for I'm sending Missouri's votes to the other guy. They can do that. So like, what really do your vote count? You know. Plus, I could give a damn less about who the president of the United States is. Like show me a good candidate right now. You dig? Show me a good candidate. Do you really want? I mean, now I know it's the taboo thing, especially among Black people, to say anything positive about Donald Trump, and I would agree with you for the most part. But whenever y'all get done, you had more money in your pocket them 4 years that Trump was president than you ever had while Joe Biden was president. You did. So everything bad that you could say about Trump, I could say bad about Joe Biden too. Joe Biden was co-signer, co-founder of something that was detrimental to Black men for decades. For decades. Him and Bill Clinton. You dig? So to hell with Biden. To hell with Trump. You know what I'm saying? To hell with both of them, for real. There's no good candidate. I ain't seen a good candidate. To hell with them. Because the only thing that they really do that affects your life in any kind of significant way is they choose the Supreme Court. That's pretty much it. Politics. If you want to get into politics, get into local politics. Get into choosing your governor. Get into choosing your mayor. Get into choosing your city council. Get into choosing your alderman. They have an effect on your immediate life. The president does not. On a daily basis, the president does not. Moving on. After politics comes religion. So that's a huge one. You know what I'm saying? Like what people believe in, like religion. But religion don't have to do with religion doesn't just have to do with whatever you call the creator. You know, that's not all that religion has to do with. Religion doesn't just deal with what you call the creator. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I do religiously, you know. For the last 48 years, I've been waking up religiously. Thank goodness. You dig what I'm saying? Like the things that I've been saying on this podcast, I say religiously. You know, I have no problem with telling you my thoughts and my opinions. And keep in mind, these are just my thoughts and opinions. That's why the show is called Notoriously Opinionated, because I have notorious opinions and don't really give a damn what people think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love debates. I love them. You know, if for no other reason, and it's not even that I think I'm right about everything. It's the fact that if I'm not right, I want to be proven wrong, because then I just learn something. That's what I love. I love learning. I am a lifelong learner, but I don't particularly care what you call the creator. I go back to what my man said in Boys in the Hood. You know, my man said, if Allah makes him a better man than Jesus does, more power to him. I feel like that about whatever. If Krishna, if Allah, if Jesus, if Amen, if whoever or whatever you believe in makes you a better man, makes you a better person, salute. Salute, whatever it is. You dig what I'm saying? Salute, whatever it is. That's religion. All right, let's recap. We got economics. We got education. We got entertainment. We got labor. We got law. We got politics. We got religion. Number 8, sex. Y'all chill out. Y'all chill out. Yeah, sex is sex. You know, sex can mean intercourse. Sex is also one of the biggest debates in the freaking world right now, because sex can deal with gender as well. That's one of the biggest. Ain't nobody really fun. Like, you might have some conversations about relationships and part of your relationship felonies, because every cootie cat's different, you know, because you ain't putting it down, you know, and so that's gonna be a real short conversation, you know, pun not intended, but that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, for some of y'all, that's gonna be a hella short conversation. But it's not about sex, because you talking about sex as being intercourse, you know what I mean? That's not a conversation that's gonna last and endure. That's not even a fiery conversation right now. That's like something that, you know, a lot of cats go get that blue pill and problem solved. You dig? But you talking about something that is a generational issue right now, dealing with sex in regards to gender. You know what I'm saying? That is one of the hottest topics, you know, as well. Excuse me. Pause for the cause. You wrong for that one. Oh, oh, big fella, you wrong for that one. You wrong for that one, big fella. Uh, hey man, if I call it D French over here as a guest, hell no. You know what? I wouldn't have a problem with. I wouldn't have because not okay. Getting past the comedy of it, getting past the humor of it, and getting to the real deal of it. I wouldn't mind having D French on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not a drug addict. So when I would go to classes and things and they start talking about drugs, I need to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never had a problem with drugs. You know, I've never had a problem with alcohol. You know, I've never been gay. So I don't know what gay people go through. I don't know how that mentality works. So I need to call like if I was doing a show on drug addiction, I need to call in a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing a show about how alcoholism is affecting the black community, I need to bring in an alcoholic so they can talk about it. If I'm talking about gender roles, you know what I'm saying, then I would need to bring in someone who does not have the same mentality as I have in regards to that. So we can talk about it, right? So that just is what it is. But that's a hot button issue, and I'm telling you, them alphabet people, you know, them L's and them B's and them G's and them, you know, T's. Hold on. And them Q's. Hey man, them people that done took up over 20% of the alphabet, you know, ain't nobody trying to mess with them at all. Like at all. People's getting canceled, you know. Whole cultures, whole countries, whole everything's getting canceled. So, you know. Yeah. So sex is a huge one too. And the last one. Big fella, you hit on it earlier. Talking about that art of war. Right? The art of war. War is the last area of human activity. That's the ninth one. And that's also another diverse one, right? So within war, you talking about you could be talking about a physical war, like what's going on over there with Israel attacking Hamas, right? And they bombing the hell out them dudes, you know what I'm saying, and calling it justified. Like, to my knowledge, they was there first. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, y'all attacking them. You know, I'm not justifying neither side because I don't have a dog in the fight, you know, but I know that their religion teaches something different than that. As far as I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as I knew, and I didn't know that they were supposed to be using the caliber of weapons that they're using. Ain't they supposed to be throwing stones at people? I'm just saying. Let he who is without sin. I could have swore that's what they said. But uh, war is one of those ones. There's wars that are being fought every day within yourself. You fighting the war within yourself every single day. Every day. You know, wars can be mental, wars can be psychological, mental, wars can be physical, wars can be spiritual. There's people fighting demons right now. You dig? There's people hearing voices in their head right now, you know, and don't know what to do about it. Don't know what pill to take, what drug can help them. They don't know, you know. So all wars are not wars that are fought with bullets, you know. We've been going through a racial war for 500-600 years, you know. There's religious wars, and people don't want to admit this neither, right? And that's why this show is called Notoriously Opinionated, because this is my notorious opinion, and you can take it or leave it. But more wars have been fought in the name of God than for any other reason on this planet. Let me say that again. More wars have been fought in the name of God than for any other reason. And that's sad that you want to use the Creator's name that's all about love and make it about hate and make it about destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it do, Trey? So those are the 9 areas of human activity. So we're gonna recap. We got economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That is what's being talked about on this channel. That's what's going to be talked about in one shape, form, or fashion on this podcast. So that's what that is. Now, let's hit this entertainment. You dig? I already told you about the 9 areas of human activity. Let's hit entertainment for a second. And let's talk about these Chiefs. So I put a video out earlier this week talking about like why I believe. No, first off, let's start with Kadarius Toney, because that's what I started off with in the video. Like my man was yelling bloody murder to whoever would listen, you know, and but he's arguing about, you know, whatever reason he was on the bench as if he was balling out. But you wasn't. You was selling. You was selling. Like you can't get mad that you on the bench and every time you touch the ball in critical situations late in the season, you helping the other team. That's not what's gonna keep you on the field, right? Rice was dropping the ball early in the season too. He ain't been dropping it recently. That's why he keeps getting all the touches. That's why he keeps getting all the targets, right? Travis Kelce ain't been dropping the ball. That's why he keep getting all the targets, right? Kadarius Toney and McCole Hardman been tricking. They've been selling, and like, it's just crazy. Now, since then he has kind of retracted, because who don't want to play in the Super Bowl? So yeah, you gonna backstep on that shit you were saying, you know? Nah, real talk, you know? We can't have liabilities on the team, you know? If you are not on the field being productive for us, because he's been productive, you know? Let me not make no bones about the fact that Kadarius Toney has been productive. He just hasn't been productive for the Chiefs. He's been productive for whoever the hell else we was playing that particular week. He's been productive as hell for them, you know? He just hasn't been productive for the Chiefs, you know? So, and between him and McCole Hardman, and here's the thing, I'm not even saying that we could not use the skills that they have. Of course we could use Kadarius Toney's speed. Of course we could use McCole Hardman's speed. Of course we don't want them to fumble the ball. But that is more likely than not, especially now, because of what I just got done talking about. Because they are now fighting a war in their head. They are now fighting a psychological war against fucking up in a serious moment. And like, if you ever played sports, you know, if you ever played and you were not a big game dude, like in the regular season, you'll ball out. You'll do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You running 120 a game, you hitting 26 a game. You know what I'm saying? 2 home runs, telling people by the phones to watch out because Scrap about to hit. You dig? I mean, if you a big game dude because you confident in your abilities, then, you know, you're going to ball out. But a lot of dudes is not postseason dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, postseason is a different beast. You know what I'm saying? You talking about professional sports? Come on, man. This ain't high school. You know? This ain't high school. And even in high school, man, if you playing for state, and that's a whole different ball game than playing just a regular Friday night game in front of your girl. That's a whole different ball game, you know. So I hope they can be productive. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, I had a conversation with a Broncos fan, and I don't even know why Broncos fans are talking. I really don't. Uh, Other than the fact of the shame that I felt when we lost to the Broncos. But it's like I said in the video, like I was more upset about the Raiders loss than I was about the Broncos loss, because and Andy Reid even said that the Raiders loss was really the turning point of the season. Like, we ain't lost a game since we lost to the Raiders, because they were just so ashamed that they lost. How was they not moving the ball and on offense and scoring points? Because we was giving them the ball. You know what I'm saying? Which is another reason why, Pat just wasn't trusting people. Anyway, but Broncos fans, hey man, I'm gonna do a whole episode about you know what? I'm gonna do a whole episode about the whole AFC West. I'm gonna do not on the live. I'm gonna do a pre-recorded video about the AFC West and why y'all need to shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Just be quiet right now. Just act like the AFC East when the Patriots was doing what we doing now. Be that. Be that. You did. Quiet. And just, hey, understand this, AFC West. If you are in the AFC West, and for real, if you are in the AFC, for real, if you are in the NFL right now, but especially the AFC, most especially the AFC West, everybody cannot be heroes. Understand that. Everybody cannot be a hero. Oh, say less. Say less. I have to. But everybody can't be heroes. Some of y'all, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, have to stand on the curb and watch as the heroes go by. Those heroes being the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, my guy just asked me to say something about Dallas, and I've been dying to do that anyway, right? Because, and here's what Dallas fans, so Dallas fans is about to be upset about what I'm about to say, and Patriots fans are about to be mad at what I'm gonna say in a second. But the Kansas City Chiefs have now become America's team. Say it with me. The Kansas City Chiefs are now America's team and not the Dallas Cowboys. You dig? Let's keep it a buck. The Dallas Cowboys ain't been America's team since the early 90s. They ain't been America's team since Troy Aikman. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, who kept y'all in the running to be America's team? Tony Romo? Who's keeping y'all in the running to be America's team right now? Dak Prescott? Y'all had a little twinge in America's eye when y'all had Ezekiel Elliott and he played a season and a half of good football. And then y'all realized that he wasn't what y'all thought he was, right? But Dak Prescott got y'all still believing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be perfectly honest, I changed the Dallas Cowboys name a long time ago. I started calling y'all 8-8 a decade ago. Because even if you went 12-4, 12-5, 13, or whatever it is now, that has 17 games in the season, no matter what your record was, you still had an 8-8 mentality when you got to the playoffs. You can't take it. That's how I knew that the Chiefs was going to beat Buffalo. Buffalo is cursed. The Buffalo Bills are cursed, right? They just can't get over it right now. It's not in the cards for them right now. That's how I knew he was going to beat the Ravens, right? Lamar Jackson is the Marty Schottenheimer of quarterbacks. And what I mean by that is Marty Schottenheimer was, you would think he was a damn genius in the regular season. Get to the playoffs and couldn't do shit. And that's how Lamar Jackson is. There's mental warfare. Um, and that leads me almost to San Francisco. So that leads me to the Patriots fans. Here's why y'all about to be pissed at me, because I say unapologetically, my notorious opinion, Patrick Mahomes right now is the greatest of all time. He is. Period. Now, I'm talking about currently from a skill standpoint. From a skill standpoint, can't nobody argue the fact that that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. We ain't seen that dude do some stuff that we ain't never seen done on the football field, right? We ain't never seen this stuff done. We have never seen Magic Johnson on the football field. You know, we never, like, this dude is throwing passes like he's playing basketball, but he's throwing it 30 yards down the field. Sidearm, looking that way. No look passes down the field. Who does that? Who's done that before him? Right? You might could give it to Brett Favre that was doing something like that, which is kind of, you know, how Pat looked at first. He was looking kind of Brett Favre-ish, you know. Because whenever y'all get done, Brett Favre is a beast. But Brett Favre, he was a wild card. But Pat is doing some ridiculous stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you put Pat Mahomes' first 6 years in the league and Tom Brady's first 6 years in the league, Pat got him. In all of the statistical categories, the only thing that Tom really got over Patrick Mahomes right now in his first 6 years is the fact that he already had 3 Super Bowls under his belt, right? And Pat's about to get his 3rd one, right? So, nah, for real. Like, my man is looking right. Whole secondary, all the safeties is looking at him, look at this dude, and then he's doing some stuff like that. He is on some Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd, white chocolate type stuff. You know what I'm saying? On the football field, though. You dig? Jump pass, no look passes 30 yards down the field. Oh my God, this dude is ridiculous. But like, he got a higher QBR than Tom Brady. He got more AFC championships. He got more regular season wins. He got more. He got less interceptions. You know, so I mean, he got a higher QBR. I mean, like, just the only here's the only thing that it's 2 things that Patriots fans can hang their hat on in regards to Tom Brady. Number 1, the Super Bowls. I mean, no matter who you are or who you root for, you can't take that away from him, you know, even though it's been regarded that they cheated on at least 2 of them, maybe 3. You dig? Because as much as I can't stand the Raiders, right? They cheated the Raiders out that Super Bowl. Whenever they get through, they cheated the Raiders out that Super Bowl. Whenever they get done, you know, I personally didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? I really didn't, you know, because it was the Raiders. But if I'm being honest, they cheated the Raiders out of that Super Bowl. Came up with a whole new rule, the Tuck rule. Come on, man. Come on. The Tuck rule? Where was the Tuck rule at in the handbook? In what article did they have that? Anyway. And then you got head-to-head matchups. That's really the thing. For real, for real. Like, if you want to juxtapose those 2, the thing that Patriots fans got over Pat in the conversation between who's the greatest between Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes is the 2 times that Pat had to go up against Tom, he lost both of them. You know, he lost both of them. When Tom was still in New England and we had to play him in the AFC Championship, Tom got him. When he went to Tampa Bay and we played Tom and the Bucks in the Super Bowl, Bucks won. Now, was that really because of Tom Brady, or was it because of that front four they had that was rushing the hell out of Pat and we ain't had no O-line? I mean, at the end of the day, Tom got the win. So that's really all. No, real talk. Like the Chiefs is they are dynasty born right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is my last thing. This is my last notorious opinion. You can take it or leave it. But if any of y'all believe that the two-time Super Bowl champion, the two-time Super Bowl MVP, the two-time league MVP is about to lose to Mr. Irrelevant, I just don't see it. It's a lot of things that, and I'm not even taking nothing away from Brock Purdy. I ain't even taking nothing away from him. He's played two decent seasons. You know what I'm saying? But he got weapons. He got weapons. He got Debo. He got Ayukin. You know what I'm saying? He got Christian. He got Ed McCaffrey's son. He got Ed's son, man. Ed McCaffrey's son is balling out, you know. But it's not going to be enough because all of his pass catches, and we got the best secondary in the league. We got arguably a top 3 defense in the league. So I just don't see it. And now our pass catches is catching passes. I just don't see it. And even though I still think it's going to be a good game, you know. I still think it's going to be a good way. I still think it's going to be a really good game. Nah, it ain't going to be dominant. Nah. No team is going to take off. You know what I'm saying? Like if we go up and hold a 7-point lead, I'm be happy for the time we got it. Even though I know we going to listen. And I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to sound like I'm a homer, but it's like San Francisco fans don't want the Chiefs to have the ball last. They don't want San Francisco to have scored late and left some time on the clock and left some time for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to drive down the field to win the game. They don't want that, right? Chiefs fans are a whole lot more comfortable with a late lead and Brock Purdy leading them down the field with our secondary. If they get the ball last, it depends on what the lead is. Like if the lead is 1 and all they need is a field goal, that's a different story. If the lead is 3 or 4, I'm gonna breathe a whole lot easier. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna breathe a whole lot easier. All right. So that's my whole coverage. Right. We went over the 9 areas of human activity. We went over a couple of entertainment topics. In the future, I do plan on going in on that Cat Williams. I plan on doing like a whole segment or at least a half. Okay. So of a 2 or 3 segment show, I want to give that Cat Williams interview at least one of those 3 segments. Right. We went over the 9 areas of human activity. We talked about the Chiefs, talked a little bit about Cat, broke down some of the 9 areas of human activity. And again, I want to say again, happy Black History Month to everybody. You know what I mean? Remember that February the 13th is Black Love Day. For those of y'all that don't know, Black Love Day is not necessarily a substitute for Valentine's Day. It's not necessarily, but I mean, if you want to look at it as Black Valentine's Day, go right ahead, you know. But it's a lot of people that don't even know about Black Love Day, you know what I'm saying? But look it up. It's a real holiday. It's been around for like 30 years plus, you know. So look it up. Black Love Day, February 13th, you know, and it's really just about people showing Black people love. So show the love that you've shown hate towards. You know what I'm saying? Show love to the people that you've shown hate towards, you know. I'm talking about every race of people. Black people show black people just as much hate as other races. So let's not even get that confused. All right. So until next time, man, I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe. Go to Notoriously Opinionated, man. That's my YouTube channel. Go to Notoriously Opinionated. Check out some of the stuff I got going on, man. It's been your man of various names, various monikers. And one of these days, I'm going to go over some of them. I'm going to let y'all know that, like, a lot of y'all don't even know me. Don't even know all my nicknames. Don't even know everything I go by. And you don't know that I don't go by Momor no more. And I'm going to break that down. I'm going to tell you why I don't go by Momor no more. But I do still go by Muata and Bonisi, right? My whole name, my whole given African name was Momor and Muata and Bonisi, right? And there was a reason why I dropped the Momor and kept the Muata and Bonisi, right? So I'm going to break down what those three names meant. And I'm going to tell you, well, I'm gonna break down what those three names mean. I'm gonna tell you why I no longer go by Momor and why I just go by Muata right now. I'm gonna go over all that. But until next Wednesday, man. Next Wednesday, Notoriously Opinionated, man. It's been your man. Peace. I'm out.